Hello, my name is Kyle Borge. I chose to research the Federal Reserve for my research topic. The Federal Reserve is essentially a banking cartel that acts between the US government and all national banks. It is separate from the government and run by the banking sector. The Federal Reserve was established in 1913 by President Woodrow Wilson and was a controversial subject in the day. The Federal Reserve also manages and regulates the economy with three techniques. The first being open market operations, which means the Federal Reserve buys up U.S. Treasuries for the purpose of backing and creating new money. By printing more money, it can raise inflation, and by selling treasuries, it can depress the money supply. Secondly, the Federal Reserve adjusts the discount window rate that directly influences interest rates, which can be used to control the amount of money circulating in the economy. And thirdly, the Federal Reserve sets the reserve requirements, which is the percent of money banks must have on hand. This gives the Federal Reserve the power over how much money banks readily will have, which affects interest rates and can be used to create depressions. The Federal Reserve is not fit for the USA. We need a central bank that cares about the American people and not only its member banks. The Federal Reserve uses fractional reserve banking, which is a model of banking that allows bankers to optimally profit and grow the economy artificially through the perpetuation of debt. Fractional reserve banking multiplies the money supply radically at times and more slowly in others. In times of slowness, the money supply contracts quickly and causes depression. So for fractional reserve banking to work, more debt must always be created. I explain the flaws of the Federal Reserve and its process in my paper more. The solution is simple. Abolish the Federal Reserve and establish a new central bank for the American people. We must require all banks to use full reserve banking. Not only do we benefit from a more stable economy and a debt-free society, but we'd get a tax break too. Currently, we pay interest on the U.S. Treasury notes the Federal Reserve uses to back every single dollar, and under a government run by that, we'd be free from that. Now that the project is finished, it is my duty to inform people and encourage discussion. In the interest of discussion and spread of information, I chose to sign in this video. Because of this project, I now have a substantial working knowledge of the Federal Reserve structure, economics, world and U.S. history, as well as politics. This all relates to my art of living and how passionate I am about the topic of the Federal Reserve and the topic of life. This project has made me realize I am powerful. I can change the world. I can come together with other people and change our lives. This project is about seizing hold of life and doing something instead of letting the moment pass idly by. People have always blamed society, but we are society. I would like to end this paper with two quotes, the first being by Thomas Jefferson. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issuance of their currencies, first by inflation and then by deflation, the banks and the corporations that will grow up around them will deprive the people of their prosperity until their children will wake up homeless on the continent that their fathers conquered. And the second by Charles A. Lindbergh in 1923. The financial system that has been turned over to the Federal Reserve Board, the board administrators the financial system by authority of purely profiteering group. This system is private, conducted for the sole purpose of obtaining the greatest possible profits from the use of other people's money. Alright, thank you for watching my video and considering me for the Maurice Initiative. Have a good day, everyone.